Hello? I don't see anybody in Maxwell or Hershey, but I can't seem to see anything at this moment. So let me see if I can make sense of what's going on here. So I think I can see the room in Maxwell. And if anybody's there, can you stand up and make yourself known to me? Say something. I don't know if you guys are there in school this week, but anyway, that's okay. I have to record this video anyway, so I might as well do it. Today is the 7th, Wednesday the 7th, the last day of our rubber band driven car for slow speed and distance project. I did mention last time that it doesn't necessarily need to be rubber band driven. It's just probably the easiest thing you can use for this project because I've provided the rubber bands. You could use gravity to power your car, I suppose. It's a little bit trickier. Anything else you can find in the kits, you could use a flywheel. Again, a little more complicated. Your best bet is probably some kind of rubber band powered car. But that is where we're at. Today is the last day of the project, so you should have turned in, by this point, 3 alternative designs. You should be keeping notes in your logbook of all the work that you're doing, research that you've done. You should have evaluated your 3 alternative designs using an evaluation matrix similar to the one that we did for the bridge. And then you should have chosen a final design that you were going to actually build and test. And so at this point you should be at the point where you're building at the very least, and maybe even testing and making videos of that and pictures of that so that we can see. In the end, I would like a video from each one of you showing us your best test, or you can even show all 3 of your tests, I suppose. But I would like to see your 2-meter circle and your car moving along that circle, and see what you can do. I spent a lot of time this weekend. Let me see if I can go on my computer. And the past week and this week as well, grading and downloading things from my email and organizing all the work that you've been turning in. It's been a lot. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm sorting through, and it's always fun doing distance learning classes for that reason. But let me show you kind of how the grading is going to look in the end. I'm going to bring up the grade sheet so that you can see what you will receive. And I will be sending you essentially your own grade sheet with your name on it and your grades in it. And some places, some grades you'll have numbers entered in for, some you will not. The ones that you don't have things entered in for will probably either be things that I have not received or not entered in yet, but I've entered them in for other students, or things that I haven't received quite yet. Oh, is there somebody in Maxwell? Is this Kevin or Kyle in Maxwell? I can hear you. Oh, hello, Kevin. How are you doing? Oh, so are you guys going to be here in class or not? What's that? I'm having problems with the audio. I can hear like partial words, and I can't see you at all. Of course, as soon as we get anything working with audio, we can't get anything working with visual. Let me see if I can try to. It's okay. Maybe that'll. See, it just keeps turning off. I can't keep you guys on the screen for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see. Is it going to keep? It's okay. It keeps turning off. Why does it keep doing that? Oh, there we go. Maybe that's. I can see you now. Is it going to keep it up there or not? Because it keeps turning it off automatically. Can you see me? I'm not on the screen. Now I'm on the screen. Okay, so anyway, so are you going to be in class today for any amount of time? Okay, well, we don't necessarily need to stay for anything that we're learning today. Today is just the last day of our car project. So what I'm expecting of you guys is to finish up this project. You know, you should have you should have chosen your 3 alternative designs, done the research on those, made drawings of those, and then you should have done an evaluation matrix to choose a final design, and then you should start building the final design, fleshing it out and making sure it's working and testing it, and then, of course, once you're satisfied that your final design is going to do a good job, and you should do that sometime today, tomorrow at the very latest, and then you should test it. Do the 3 runs inside the circle and time them. You should have a timer going. If you just send me the video, I can actually get the time off the video myself because videos time themselves. But I will need a video from everybody to show me how well your car did. You have 3 runs, and you can, of course, fix your car if it breaks in between runs. You cannot make any changes to it between runs, but you can fix it between runs. And so that's all we're doing here at the end of the project. The only thing besides that is the post-project. You should do some kind of post-project conclusions in your logbook. So you should have a logbook either on your computer or online or something somewhere where you're keeping track of all of the work you've done, your pictures, your drawings, and everything all in one place. And then at the end of that, you should have some kind of conclusion to the project. It could start off with my car performed very well. These are the things that my car did in this project. Here's a link to the video. I got this kind of a time, and it didn't break at all, or it only broke once, and I was able to fix it or whatever. Just do a little final report conclusion on the project, explaining how it went overall and some details about its performance, and whether you think it was a success or not, however you want to end it up and conclude the project. And then turn in your logbook to me. I'd like to have a link to your completed logbook that covers the entire project all in one place. And that's pretty much all it comes down to at this point. We're done with this project for now. On Friday, we're scheduled to do Chapter 6, it looks like. We're scheduled to start Chapter 6, which is Engineering Communications. Important stuff. We're going to cover it all pretty much in one day and have an exam. It's not really all that hard. It's just some basic stuff about writing, some basic stuff about doing things like emailing and texting, but we also will cover things like presentations. And that will probably be the biggest part of Chapter 6 is actually presentations. We'll do a little bit of writing, a little bit of basic communication skills, and then we'll learn how to give a good presentation. The next project that we do, you will probably be giving a presentation on that project. And so that actually will be part of Chapter 6's work. In fact, I may rearrange the schedule a little bit. It says here that we have Friday for Chapter 6 and then Monday Exam 6. We actually may take time Monday to do a little bit more about presentations, and then when we do our trebuchet project, we may actually include presentation at the end of that project. That project is almost 2 weeks long, so we've got some time to, well, it's a little bit more than a week. We'll have some time to squeeze in a presentation there. And then, we're done with the book, essentially. After this week, we're going to just do projects and log books and presentations, essentially, from here on out. Any questions? Okay. If we have no questions, we have nothing else to do, really. Make sure that you're getting these things done. The last video that I posted has a lot of details about this project, so make sure you watch that. That's on YouTube now. And I will post this one as well. Have a good day. Make sure you contact me if you have... Oh, I also wanted to show you really quick what your grades are going to be like here. So... see here if I can... well, okay, let's take a look at it here. So you will receive in your... That's not a good one. Where do they all go? Oh, here we go. Okay, so you will receive in your email box something that looks like... Can you see my computer screen? Just came up. So you receive something like this. It'll just be a document, and we'll have just a list of things like quizzes and a quiz average, and assignments, which will not necessarily be easy to tell what they are, but hopefully they'll tell you enough. Like this one right here, engineering with a question mark means what is engineering. The 20 engineering assignments, this is 20 engineering assignments. This is a resume, this is homework chapter 1, homework chapter 2, homework chapter 3. And this is for a different class, so it's assignments that are slightly different than yours. On yours you might see like engineering video, you might see ENG video or VID for your first assignment, because the video report was the first assignment we did. And then you might see a chapter 1 and a chapter 2A and a chapter 2B, because we did 2 different chapter 2 assignments. And then you might see later on in this thing, you might see some things like, right here we have MOTLG, which is motor log. So it's the log book for their motor project. And so we'll see some assignments that are logbook projects. For the bridge project, I might just put, write bridge, and that'll be, you might have 3 or 4 grades from the bridge, since I asked for 3 or 4 things as we were going through the project. And then for the rubber band driven car project, it might just be car 1, car 2, car 3, or something like this, for different things that you turned in that I graded. And I will leave any spaces that you don't have something turned in for. I'll give you 0 points there, so that you can see that that's missing. And then you either need to figure out if you turned that in, or we need to figure out where it ended up if I didn't receive it. Of course, doing distance learning, things get lost a lot. Things get lost in the email boxes, and they get lost out in the cloud somewhere, or we just kind of forget to turn them in. We didn't connect, so we'll get everything squared away, so we know that we've received things from everybody, and get those things turned in that didn't get received, and get them graded. So this is our chance to kind of get caught up with each other and make sure that we're on the same page, make sure that you've turned in everything that you wanted to turn in, and that I've received everything that you've turned in. And hopefully we'll get everybody caught up on all of that. It'll be a little bit better than that. I've actually upgraded my grading sheet so that it's a little easier to read, a little easier to follow. But hopefully it won't be too confusing, and you will receive that here in the coming days. When is your term over? Well, usually high schools like to get a grade from me, and so you can go ahead and turn this into your high school if you want when you get it, but you might want to check through it really quick to make sure you've turned everything in. It will have a estimated grade, an approximate grade on there, so that they can decide, you know, what to put on your grade report or whatever. But that is up and coming. And if there are no more questions, do you have any questions about that procedure? Okay. All right, well, share any information with your brother that you need to, and we'll put this video up online so that other students can watch it. And we'll see you later.